So begins Portopia serial murder case. Yasu. I'm your subordinate, Yasuhiko Mano. Please call me Yaso. We're now in Hanakuma, the suburb of Kobe City where the incident took place. How shall we get started on the investigation? Well, I think I'll go ahead and ask the question. I will question the locals. Boss, I've learned that a man named Mr. Harata has not been seen since the very day of the murder. Investigate someone? Whom do you want me to investigate, boss? Well, let's just find out this nearby people. I investigated the area, but there was no one who seemed particularly suspicious. Investigate someone. How about, let's like work around, do a little circle around. What about Kozo? What about Kozo? Do you want me to investigate? What's his job? He was the president of Yamakin Loans. Though he didn't have a wife or any children, he did have a nephew named Toshiyuki, or Toshi for short. Okay. Whom do you want me to investigate, boss? Let's see, Fumie. What about Fumie do you want me to investigate? Her job. She was Kozo's personal assistant for his business. She discovered the body along with Mr. Komiya. Mr. Komiya. He's the security guard at Kozo's mansion. In addition, he was one of the primary discoverers of the dead body. Okay. Toshi, little kid. What does he do for a living? He's unemployed. He lives alone near the harbor. So maybe he's not a little kid. Mr. Hirata. He runs a store. Okay, let's... personal life. He hadn't quite earned a criminal record yet, but he seems to have been involved with some very vicious activity. Many people felt bitter towards him. Sounds like a bad guy. Kozo is the murder victim in this case. He probably doesn't need an alibi. How the heck was I supposed to know that? Okay. Alright, so Kozo, I forget what his job was. Okay. Not a very good detective. Okay, well, he got killed. Kozo's assistant, Fumie, personal life. After graduating from junior college, she started working for Kozo. It's been 2 years since then. Okay. This person hasn't told us an alibi yet. We need to ask for an alibi first. He's been the security guard since about 5 years ago. He has no relatives and is a live-in at the mansion. This person hasn't told us an alibi yet. We need to ask for one. Okay. We're just getting the lay of the land here. Toshi. It looks like he's been arrested once before on charges of assault. He'd often pester Kozo for money and idle his life away. Okay. Yes. All right. I think I see a pattern here. He's been a greengrocer forever, but competing with the supermarket can be quite difficult these days. Okay, I'll just ask. I just want to ask. Let's see what we got. Yes. Okay. What was this? What is look for someone? He doesn't seem to be in the area. Okay. Well, let's move. Well, let's go to the mansion. Front of the victim's mansion. What does call out do? Should I call out? Mr. Komiya. Okay, look for someone. Who should I find? Mr. Harata. Who's not in the area? Okay, about ask. We're the only ones here. Okay. Show item. Okay, look. Oh. Oops. Let's just go to arrest. Move. Let's go inside the mansion. This is the study. Kozo's body was found here. Okay, you can go back, right? Ask. There's nobody else around, boss. Okay. Can I... Yeah, okay. Well, like, I want to look at the crime scene. What can you tell me about that? Where are we going, boss? Let's go in the living room. We're in the living room. No. Let's just read this again. What about Kozo? Job. President of Yamakin Loans, though he didn't have a wife or any children. Did you have a nephew named Toshi? Okay. Alright, so that's nephew Toshi. Okay. Okay. The study. Okay. Dial phone, close case. Theorize, take, hit, investigate thing. Okay, so this is helpful. Magnifying glass. Investigate where? Well, look at this. Right here, Yasu. A mark remains from when Mr. Komiya broke the door jamb to get in. Dead body. The body's been turned over for autopsy. The report puts the time of death at about 9 p.m. on the night of the 17th. Cause of death. 1 stab to the neck with a knife. Death was nearly instantaneous. The weapon was found gripped by the corpse's right hand. It's also possible he took a stab at it himself, so to say. It's also possible he took a stab. Okay, so you're suggesting he stabbed himself in the neck? When the dead body was discovered, the door had been locked. Magnifying glass. Okay, let's take a look at this. What's this? Right here. There's a matchbox under the ashtray. Well, let's take a look at it. It says PAL 117 3149. PAL 117 31. Okay. We don't have any evidence. Yeah, okay. Hit. Take. Should we take what? The matchbox. Well, then I'll hold on to this as a piece of evidence. Well, I don't want to theorize. Let's check these. There is nothing suspicious. Okay. One more thing. Let's take a look at the books. One of the books has a hole carved out of the pages. Inside there is a key. I wonder what this key is for. I'll hold on to this. Yes, we have the matchbox and the key. Okay. Let's go into the living room. The painting. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. The couch. I examined it. There's nothing. Okay. The table. I examined it. There is nothing. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Let's zip outside. We are outside. Let's look at stuff. The window. All of these windows are locked from the inside. Okay. Because of the case, no admittance is being granted except to investigators. This is quite an old building. They say it was built long ago by a foreigner. Recently, Kozo purchased it and had it remodeled. Okay, I'm going to be upfront. I have a hint guide here, which is no fun. Okay. I do have a hint guide, so it tells you exactly what to do, but there's no fun in playing these games like that where you just beeline through them. You know, you should try and savor the experience a little bit. All right, so that was that. Hanakuma. Let's go back there. We're back in Hanakuma. Let's investigate a thing. Just the suburb. It's returned to its everyday peace as though nothing ever happened. I was unable to find any clues. Okay, Yasu, that's great. Thanks, man. Let's get out of here. Toshi's apartment, the PAL bar. We got a matchbox that says that is a thing to do. Let's go to the cop station. Interrogation room. Okay. Now we just got a report saying Mr. Hirata had been telling Yukiko, his daughter, that he wants to go to Kyoto. Okay. Okay. Whom should I call? Mr. Hirata. I don't know where to find him. Okay. We have to call someone in here first. Okay. Mr. Komiya. Here's Mr. Komiya. What were you doing? Okay, he's a bit of a mess. Can I show him something? No. Hit him. I don't think we should do that. Yeah, it does. 1173149. Must be a phone number. Ooh. Okay, let's get Fumie in here. Where were you? After work that day, I went to English conversation school, which started at 7. Class lasted until 10 that day. Afterwards, I went home and went straight to bed. Kozo. What do you know about Kozo? We work together at the office, but about his private life, I don't think I can help you. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to go to the Pal Bar. Let's see, what else can we get in here? Mr. Hirata is missing, and that's a problem. Toshi. Here's Toshi. Look at how cool he is. Wow. Where were you? Cool guy. Let's see, at that time I was in my apartment. I'd say he was a nice uncle to have around. He was always giving me spending cash. Okay, great. So why would Toshi want to ruin that, right? Mr. Hirata, we can't get in here. Yukiko, let's see. Here's Yukiko. Why are you asking me such a thing? I mean, I was at home, but... Okay. All I know is that my old man borrowed money from this guy. Oh, okay. Tell us about Hirata. He said he was going to Kyoto. That's all I know. Okay, well, he might have to come back. Okay, let's arrest her. No. Okay. Theorize. What was it? What does this button do? Whom should I draw conclusions about? Well, Prata. That's with Kozo. Could this perhaps have been a motive? Yeah. Okay. I like this. Let's do some more. Toshi. What about him? Toshi will be left with an enormous inheritance. Could this perhaps have been a motive? Okay. Yukiko. Her father was being harassed, but would she go so far as to kill because of that? Komiya is a bit of a mess. If Kozo were to die, Mr. Komiya would be left without a job. There doesn't seem to be a motive for him to kill Kozo. And Fumie, it doesn't seem like there's a motive for Fumie to kill Kozo. Okay. Now, instead of closing case, let's go move. Let's go to Kobe Harbor. We're at the harbor. Whom should I find? Okay, yeah, great. Ask. I will question the locals. Boss, there was a person who witnessed seeing Toshi at the harbor on the 17th just after 9 o'clock. Okay, let's see what we got. Investigate what? The boat. It's a ferry that goes to Awajishima Island. Sea. The sea is calm. Okay, that's great. Let's move on to another place. Let's go to Toshi's apartment onto the boat. Let's go to Toshi's apartment. We're now in Toshi's apartment. Ask the locals. We're the only ones here. Investigate a thing. The table. On top of the table is a memo. The phone. I examined it, but there was nothing suspicious about it. The memo. It's difficult to read this writing. Softiniav. What? What the heck could this mean? Well, can we take that as evidence? The memo? We'll take his phone. Well then, I'll hold on to this as a piece of evidence. Let's do a little checking about. Right here. There was nothing. Just do prints or something. Nope, there's nothing. Okay, alright, we'll move to Kobe Harbor. Let's move again. Let's go to the PAL bar. I'm not sure where that is. Okay, well, let's call. Yeah, sorry, I meant dial. 1173149, I believe. What's your address? The store's in the middle of Shinkaichi. Okay. Let's go there. Shinkaichi. Oh, we're now in Shinkaichi, a suburb of Kobe City. Ask the locals. Excuse me, is there a place called PAL in the area? Yeah, PAL's right over there. Whom should I find? Okay, no, we don't care about him. The strip club. This is a strip club. There is a music coming from inside. The sign. The name Okoi Yuhi is on display. Looks like she's a dancer here. Okay. Well, the PAL bar's down there. Shingeki Theater's here. Kyoto. Oh, Kyoto. We can go to Kyoto. Let's go to Shingeki Theater. You mean I can really go? Gladly. Huh. Wow, this is amazing. It's out of this world. Oh my. Oh man, that was good. Okay, yeah, so that's enough. Question the locals. I wasn't able to learn anything related to the case. Okay, well, let's go not to Shingeki Theater. We'll go to the PAL bar. A hostess bar. Ask the folks. Okay. Okoi. Yeah, a dancer at the club there, isn't she? I don't know much about her, though. Hirata-san. Can you tell me what you know about Hirata-san? I don't know that person. Okay. Yukiko? Who's that? Toshi. I don't know him. Okay. What about Komiya-san? Nope. What about Fumie? Okay. Kozo. Wow, this has been very fruitful. There was no one who seemed particularly suspicious. Okay. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Okay. Let's use our magnifying glass to right here. Hey, what you doing disturbing a person when they're drinking and having a good time? How rude. This person is carrying nothing suspicious, boss. Well, we can't just go searching random people like that. Yasu, that's not what I meant. What's that? Nothing. Okay. Let's arrest everyone. No. Okay, so let's exit the bar. I don't want to go to Kyoto yet. I think we're gonna try. Kobe Army, Yamakawa Mansion. No. Okay, we're gonna start utilizing the hints because it looks like there's a kind of like with a lot of old games, there's some tedium involved. I found someone's ring on the doorstep. Okay, well, tell me about it. Oh, we gotta take it. Take the ring. You can't take the window or the entrance of the building, but we'll take the ring. I'll hold onto this as a piece of evidence. Ring, matchbox, memo, key. Yeah, like I was saying, there's a fair degree of tedium, which would involve kind of clicking on every few pixels on the screen, which no one wants to see. No one wants to do that anymore. It's been 40 years since that was acceptable in video game design, so hence I don't feel too upset about utilizing hints. It's just gonna really it's gonna make this a lot easier, and a lot easier on everyone's brain. Let's go inside the mansion again there. Let's investigate a thing. The dead body. The body's been turned over. The report. What's the time of death? About 9 p.m. on the night of the 17th. Okay. We got got the dead body, the cause of death, the murder weapon, the door, the matchbox. What else do we got? Kozo's photograph was in the cabinet. I'll hold on to this. Yes, tell me about it. We got the matchbox, the memo, the key, and a photo. Kozo's photograph. I wish we could. Well, this isn't exactly a very modern game, but typically you can view the items in your possession in these types of adventure point and click types of games. Okay. Let's go to another room. Let's go to the living room. Why don't we? So check. Okay. Well, Yasu, do you mind checking underneath the table there? Just right there, yeah. What do you see? What do you see there, Yasu? A lighter on the floor. Oh, that's something. How did you know that was there, boss? Just a detective's intuition, Yasu. You'll learn someday. You'll learn about the importance of game facts in the policing business. Okay. Did we found the lighter on the floor. Can we pick it up, Yasu? Pick it up, please. Wait, should we steal that painting? No, that's a crime. We can't do that. Let's take the lighter. Well then, I'll hold on this as a piece of evidence. Okay, now let's review our evidence again. We've taken the following items: the lighter, the ring, the matchbox, the memo, the key, and the photo. So we got all this stuff. I don't know anything about any of those items, but I know we have them. So that's important that we had those. Yasu, tell me, can you tell me anything about this, Kozo? Was Kozo under enough distress as for him to take his own life? Perhaps this case is a homicide after all. Right. Okay, well, can we just go over something? Tulshi, what about Tulshi? I want to just, what's his job again? He's unemployed. Oh, yeah, sorry. My bad. Okay, let's go outside. Let's go outside. We're gonna go on a little walk to the harbor. We're at the harbor. That's great. Can we just ask? Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I can't. What was the? Well, let's go to. Let's go to Toshi's place. Show item. Yeah, the memo, yeah. Soften. Softini AFRE. Backwards, nothing. Okay, well, listen, Yasu, you want to pick up that phone? Just do me a little favor here, buddy. Dial star 15. Hello, Toshi. Get to the harbor right now. We're prepared to hand over the item. Ah. Hello. Toshi can't make it today, so he's asked me to go in his place. Alright, we'll be waiting for you. Slam! I just went with my gut there, but what's this about anyway? So I'm gonna take a guess and say star 15 is like dial the last number dialed, maybe, in Japan in the 90s or the 80s. That's my guess about that. Yeah, again, it's just detective's intuition, you know. Let's go to the harbor. Meet this guy. There he is. We're at the harbor. There's a man. Let's ask him. Oh, wait a minute. The man is approaching us. You must be the guy on the phone. Here's the package, and say hi to Toshiyuki for me, will ya? Wait. About this. It's yours now. See ya. He's gone. Okay. Let's go to the police station. We're gonna call up Toshi. What's going on, Toshi? What are you not telling us? Here's the cool guy, Mr. Toshi. Listen, Toshi, what the fuck is this? Take a look at this memo. Oh, this? It's just a doodle. Okay. What's this? It's a package. Take a look at this package. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So, what were you doing? 9 p.m. the 17th. I told you, I was in my apartment. That's a lie. There are people who say they saw you at the harbor. Whatever, they must have mistaken someone else for me. Okay, we'll just drill in here. Where were you 9 p.m. on the 17th? I told you I was in my apartment. We've already been over this. Okay. Okay. You're lying. You're lying. And you're a rat. Hit what? Oh. I got a hammer here. It's a blue hammer. Ready for a blue hammer, Toshi? You want to feel this? What is this going to be like? Boom. Right here, Yasu. Alright, talk. Pow. Bonk. Okay, I'll talk. That night, I went to the harbor to make a deal on some drugs. Yeah! That's what I thought this package was when I snorted it. It did taste something like drugs. That's why I made up that lie about being in my apartment. The one who killed my uncle wasn't me. Are you happy now? Go ahead and arrest me for the drugs. Okay. All right. If you insist. I wasn't gonna, but we'll just arrest you for the drugs, for possession of whatever this is. I'm putting Toshiyuki under arrest. Come on, let's go. See you in hell. So Toshi wasn't the murderer after all. Well, I don't know if we could really say that, but okay. Well, it looks like we're now back to square one. We just got rid of Toshi, though. Okay. Okay. So we got another person. Let's see. Komiya-san? Okay, Komiya-san. Here's Mr. Komiya. Do you got anything to say yet, Komiya? It wasn't me, I didn't kill no one. Alright, you know what? Take my hammer to the face. Right here, Yasu. Alright, talk, pow bonk. Okay, I'll talk. The night of the incident, the truth is, I snuck out secretly and I went out for a drink. And worse, I'd forgotten to lock the front door. That's all. I didn't do it. It's the truth. Believe me. Oh, man. You must be sweating. So, okay. So we got an alibi. Let's guess. Who do you want me to investigate? Komiya-san. Let's just review this. What about just his alibi? I've been able to confirm his story about having snuck out to get a drink on the night of the murder. Well, how did you confirm that? Okay, well, that's fine. Alibi. I've been able to confirm that Fumie had indeed been present at the English classes on the night of the murder. Okay. And Kozo, yes, we know he is dead. Toshi. Alibi. At the time of the murder, Toshi was at the harbor conducting a drug transaction. It's not possible for him to have committed both of these crimes at the same time. Gotcha. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay, so Yukiko. Well, what's her job? I don't think we've gone over this. Yukiko is Mr. Harata's only daughter. She's in her junior year in high school. At one time, she'd been what we'd call a juvenile delinquent, but now she's back in school, more serious about her studies. And her alibi. It's highly doubtful that she was lying when she said that she was at home. Okay. Harata-san? What about him do you want me to... Well, let's just hear his alibi again. He hasn't told us anything. Yeah, we haven't found him. He's probably the one who did it. Okoi. Job. What's her job? Okoi Yuhi is a well-known stripper. Okay. Personal life. She claims to have once been in the famous Takarazuka dance troupe, but whether that's true is unknown. What was she doing? This person hasn't told us an alibi yet. We need to ask. Okay, so we need to call her in. We can't get Hirata-san. Okay, so what does my detective intuition tell me to do right now? Let's get Toshi back in here. Toshi, listen, we got something to show you. We also found this ring. What do you think about that? Take a look at this ring. Oh, this is something I gave to Yukiko. How did you end up with it? Which item do I show, boss? Matchbox. Take a look at this matchbox. I don't know. What is it? Okay, so. So, Yukiko is she left her ring in front of... Okay, let's move. Where are we going? We're gonna go get Harata. We're going to Kyoto. We're now in the city of Kyoto. Wow, look at the little temple in the back. That's cool. Ask the locals. I will question the locals. I wasn't able to learn anything. Okay. The suburb. I investigated the area, but there was no one who seemed particularly suspicious. The temple. All right, I'll be right back. I was unable to find any clues there. Where are we going? No, we're not going to return to Kobe. Okay, so my detective intuition is telling me something. And I can't explain why, but I just feel so compelled to dial this number. And I like these numbers a lot. Maybe that's why I've decided. Hello, Teradaya Inn, Mr. Hirata. Yes, I can confirm that he stayed with us. He said he's heading to Amitabha Peak. What? You say he hasn't come back? No, I don't know. Okay. Let's go to Amitabha Ridge. Where are we going, boss? Amitabha Peak. We're now at Amitabha Peak, boss. Look, it's terrible. It's Mr. Hirata hanging by his neck. So Mr. Hirata was the culprit after all. He killed Kozo and then took his own life. Well, whoa, Yasu, come on. A sad ending, but the case has been solved. Please command me to close this case, boss. Buddy, can we just take a second here? The dead body. Clearly he hanged himself. Okay. The cause of death. Death by suffocation from hanging. Okay. Let's look at the grass. Is there something in the grass? Yeah, I need a magnifying glass. Okay, well, let's look at them. Just hang on a sec. Did he drop anything out of his pockets? He seems to have left a note. Well, what does the note say? Looks like a suicide note. It says, I can't handle all this debt any longer. Well, but it says nothing about having murdered Kozo. Yeah. Okay, we'll take the note. It's a piece of evidence, yes. Okay. Right. All right. So guess what? We're going to the cop shop because, yeah, we're back in Hanakuma. We're now in the interrogation room at the police station. The results of Mr. Hirata's autopsy is in. His time of death is 1 p.m. on the 17th. This means he was dead before Kozo died. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay, we're calling in Yukiko. Here, can you, let's just review. Kozo. Was Kozo under enough distress as for, yeah, no, that's off the books, Yasu. Komiya-san, if Kozo were to die, he'd be out of job. There doesn't seem to be a motive. Yeah, okay. Fumie. There's no motive, I guess. Okay. Next. Toshi. He has already been eliminated because our investigation. Let's talk about Hirata-san. His time of death was prior to Kozo's time of death. Okay. Her father killed himself because of debts. There's no doubt she resented that. I think I know how she feels. Oh, yeah, I think I know how she feels too. We don't know much about it, Yokoi. It doesn't look like she was especially close to Kozo. I don't think there was any motive for murder. Okay, look. I think we know what we're going to do here. Let's get this lady in here. Yukiko. Ask her. I was at home. Well, she had her ring. Boss, on the night of the murder, a neighbor saw Yukiko going out. Her story about being at home was a lie. Well, please, again. I was at home. But there was someone who saw you leave your house that night. And we also have that ring. All right, I'll talk. At about 7 o'clock that night, I went to that mansion. I wanted to ask Mr. Yamakawa if he'd be willing to lend my dad just a bit more cash. My dad had borrowed money from other places too, and they were even worse when it came to collection. When I talked to Mr. Yamakawa about this, he agreed to lend us some more. Wow, this means Kozo wasn't responsible for Mr. Harata's suicide. It's becoming difficult for me to understand the character of this man, Kozo, boss. Okay, so, Oh, this is how we look at the things in our thing. This is how we examine evidence. Okay, where's the ring? It's, this was Yukiko's after all. Okay. The lighter. It's an expensive looking lighter. Is it Kozo's? We've seen the memo package. What's this note? Looks like a suicide note. It says, I can't handle. Okay. Where are we going? We're going to Shinkaichi. And we're going to PAL. We're gonna, so, yeah, you have no idea what I'm talking about. What about this? Yeah, show Kozo's photograph. Take a look at this photograph, please. Oh, this guy. Some time ago, this guy had a big fight here with Mr. Kawamura. What? He's been killed? Take a look at this lighter. Oh, this is Kawamura-san's. I recognize it. Ooh, okay. Where do you find that? The lighter was underneath the table at Kozo's house. So, okay. Thank you for your time. Let's exit. Question the locals. The word on the street is that Okoi, the Shingeki strip club dancer, was very close with a man named Mr. Kawamura. Could this be the same Kawamura we're looking for? All right. Where are we going, boss? We're going to the cop shop because we have one person we haven't talked to yet, and that's Okoi. Yeah. Okoi. Hey, here's Okoi. Let's ask. What shall I ask about? Well, first of all, let's do alibi. Where were you around 9 p.m.? Let me think. You know what? I think I was up on the stage. Okay. Tell me about Kozo. I'm going to tell you something, detective, because I think you're so handsome. That man, Kozo, he and Mr. Kawamura worked together as a pair of con men. A long time ago, he was being blackmailed by Mr. Kawamura, who threatened to reveal his past. A long time ago, he was being blackmailed. Okay. Tell me about Kawamura. I'd like you to tell us what you know about him. Now that you mention him, I haven't seen him lately. I wonder how he is doing. Yeah, I wonder too. Okay. Let's just review. So let's just go over Yukiko one more time. What about so what's her alibi? On the night of the murder, a neighbor saw Yukiko going out. Her story about being at home was a lie. Yes, okay, we know. So what we got? Komiya, Yukiko, Harata, Okoi. Let's talk about Okoi. What's her alibi? A lot of customers were watching her live on stage at the time of the murder. Let's find out about Kawamura. What's his job? Masaji Kawamura, a habitual con man. Tell me about his personal life. This guy's had 6 convictions. Apparently, quite a few companies have been driven to bankruptcy thanks to his con games and the like. Alright. Do we know anything about an alibi from this man? Yeah, we don't know anything yet. Okay. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Okoi, san. We're gonna go to, just gonna go out to the street. We're back in Hanakuma. Anybody on the street? Nope. Okay, we're just gonna go, we just wanted to step out for a bit, come back to we're now in the interrogation room at the police station. I was told that Okoi just now called in with a tip saying that Mr. Kawamura is at the Sumire apartments right now. Okay, let's go. Where are we going? Sumire apartments. Let's go. Oh my god. What in the world? It's Mr. Kawamura. He's dead. Oh, this is just exhausting, isn't it? He gave up, realizing there was no more running, and chose suicide. Okay. A disappointing end, but the case has been solved. Please command me to close this case, boss. Hey, Yasu. You need to slow down, man. Like, maybe try some of that stuff that was in Toshi's package or something, because you're jumping to conclusions. Like, this isn't how we do things in the homicide department, okay? Let's look at some stuff, okay? Let's just investigate things. The dead body. The body is still warm. I don't think it's been very long since death. Cause of death. 1 stab to the neck with a knife. It's the same MO as Kozo's case. Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? No one stabs themselves in the neck with a knife. I'm sorry, that's not... There is no sign of theft or vandalism. Let me get out my magnifying glass. Just the blood. There is nothing suspicious. Anything in his pockets? Okay, Okay. Let's go out to the police station. Okoi, get her back in here. We need to figure out what's going on. Tell us what you know about Kawamura. Now that I think about it, there is something he mentioned once. The biggest swindle he worked up with Kozo victimized a company over in Sumoto called Sawaki Industries. Oh, speaking of which, did you say that the personal assistant's name was Fumie Sawaki? Oh, it's nothing. Oh, shit. You know, I'm sorry, but I have a show tonight, so I'll be seeing you. Bye. Boss. Oh my god. Oh my god. Huh. Fumie. Okay. Let's review. Fumie. Doesn't seem like there was a motive for Fumie to kill Kozo. Yeah, but Where are we going, boss? Let's go to the harbor. We're at the harbor. Where are we going? Let's go onto the boat. Oh, and it looks like we've started to move. Oh, thanks for coming aboard. This high-speed boat heads for the city of Sumoto on Awajishima Island. Awajishima Island. Yeah, let's go. We're now in Sumoto, the central city of Awajishima Island. Okay, let's ask the locals. I will question the locals, thank you. Oh, Fumie, the poor little girl. Her father's company was conned and went bankrupt. Both her parents committed suicide. After that, she was taken in by some relatives. And she was separated from her only sibling, her older brother. The older brother. Well, I don't know where he ended up. If I recall correctly, the boy had a butterfly-shaped birthmark on his shoulder. Okay, well, we're going to look for somebody with a butterfly-shaped birthmark. Okay. Look for Fumie's brother. Boss, Fumie's brother isn't in the area. Okay. Look for Fumie. Boss, Fumie isn't in the area. Okay, let's review. Yeah, well, just go over her again. What's going on with her? What do you want me to investigate? Just try personal life. Yeah, she started working with Kozo. It's been 2 years since then. Okay, investigate someone else. Alibi. I've been able to confirm she has been present. Yeah. Okay, let's go over her brother. Investigate someone, nearby people. Mr. Komiya, Toshi, Yukiko. There was no one who seemed particularly suspicious. Okay. So. Okay. Well, let's return to Kobe. Let's go to the police station. Some sort of map has been discovered in the ceiling of Mr. Kawamura's apartment and has been sent over. This map, isn't this a map of the underground maze at Kozo's mansion? According to this, it looks like there's still some secret left in that maze. Forward 3, left 8, left 4, right 5. Left. The rest is torn off. What is this? The map. Yeah. Okay, just checking. Yeah. Okay, let's go, Yasu. We got work to do. Where are we going? We're going inside the mansion. Okay. We're going into the living room. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take the painting. There's a button on the wall. Well, let's investigate it first. The button. It doesn't make any sense to have a button here, does it? Yeah, we're going to hit it with a hammer. I'll push the button. Yeah, okay. Thanks. I was going to hit it with a hammer, but you just go ahead and push it. Huh? Nothing's happening. What is this? Let's go to the study. Ah, this is the study. Kozo's body was found here. Hey, look, a hole has opened up in the floor with stairs leading down, so this is what the button is for. Let's go down. Ugh. Hello? Yeah, call out means like call out. Theorize. Yeah, I don't think we need to be theorizing. Just investigate the wall. There's nothing about the wall we need to investigate. Okay. It's called a red herring. Okay. Right, so we'll use the control pad to move. Oh, here we go. Forward. Left. Left. Huh. Left. Let's try going this way. Forward. Well, I suppose we should have written down the map, but you know, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh no, boss! The path behind us is closed in. Huh. Crap. Gulp. Okay. Let's go this way, I guess. Oh crap. This way, I guess. It's just my detective's intuition, Yasu. Don't mind me. I'm afraid my detective's intuition has failed, Yasu, because well, we're lost. We're thoroughly lost. Crap. Okay, let's try going back here. Ouch! Use the control pad. Okay, I will. Well, Yasu, it's a bit of a pickle we're in here. Because I'm just not sure. Okay, I mean, I think I kind of know where we're going. Let's just find out. Monster surprised me? Is written here? What does that mean? Okay. Let's get out of here. Monster surprised me. I don't like the sound of that. The wall sounded different, didn't it? hit it. Tap, tap, tap. Huh? The sound is different, isn't it? Well, yeah, hit it again. Well, let's hit it some more. Heave ho! One more time. Heave ho! Oh! There's a room. Man, could you imagine just someone tediously walking into every wall in this maze? And let me tell you something. It's a big maze. I can see the pictures here. Ugh. People really had a lot of time on their hands back in the day, I'll tell you. Okay, it's a secret room. The table? What's going on there? It's an old desk, but there's nothing special about it. Okay. Can we look under the table? Oh, look at this. Just kidding, I didn't find anything. Oh yeah, so that's a really good one. What about on the underside of the table? I didn't find anything. All right. A compartment opened up in the, sorry, I'm supposed to be reading, and a diary was inside when we yelled. Okay. Investigate that diary. Boss, this diary belongs to Kozo. According to this, it seems he knew that Fumie was the daughter of the owners of Sawaki Industries. It says he hired her as his personal assistant knowing this. It says he did it wanting to make it up to the Sawaki's children. He goes on and on like this, talking about his regret. He's also written that he's going to take responsibility for Fumie like she was his own daughter, including leaving some of his own money to her. If Fumie's older brother really was the criminal, if he were to read this diary, surely he would feel a little regret. Boss. Well, we should take that diary. Well, then I'll hold on to this as a piece of evidence, okay? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move. Okay. We're gonna go right. Left, two. Why are we going like this? One, two, three. Oh no, boss, the path behind us is closed in. No, 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 no. We're not going to leave just yet. We still have one more thing we got to do there. Okay. We're going to do a little bit more exploring, okay? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. We're going to go this way. Okay, we're going to go this way. Ah, the path behind us is closed in. It's just my detective's intuition, Yasu, that we should go this way, okay? You'll see soon enough. This will all pay off. There's a graffiti on the wall. It says, "Go no further, turn back." Sounds like a coward's way out. Oh no, boss, the path is closed behind us. That's alright. That's alright. Let's go. Let's just carry on. It's kind of a dungeon crawler sequence. There's a graffiti on the wall. It says, "Turn here." No. Trust me, Yasu. This is gonna pay off. I really think. It's not that I think. I know this is gonna pay off. We're gonna be really happy when we reach the end of this spiral maze. See, it's just a simple spiral, actually. This little part right here. Like, I know this is incredibly tedious, Yasu, but... Boss, there's a safe at the end here. Okay, well, let's investigate it. The safe. It opened with the key we found in the study. It's filled with IOUs. It looks like Mr. Hirata had borrowed 3 million yen. There are also some papers that indicate Kozo's having made several payments to a Mr. Kawamura. I'll take those. Well then, I'll hold on to this as a piece of evidence. Take the safe. Take the safe. You can't expect me to actually take that. Okay, homie. Alright, let's get out of here. It's going to take us a little bit of time, so while we're doing this, let's theorize. Let's think about the situation. Well, I mean, the one guy that we don't really have eyes on and haven't really confirmed anything about is Fumie's brother, and it sounds like he might have been really jealous with the whole, he might have been really upset, to be honest, and rightly so, with Kozo basically getting his parents killed and then stealing the daughter, his sister, and, you know, raising her as his own, and it's a noble effort, but I think, you know, the brother might be a little bit upset about all that, so, oh no, boss, the path behind us is closed in. That's alright. We're gonna carry on. We're gonna get ourselves out of here. Okay. Don't you worry, Yasu. We'll get out of this. Don't worry. So yeah, back in the day when people played games like this, like dungeon crawlers, it wasn't, I don't know if it was, well, it was basically expected. Like, if you were to actually play this game, play the games like this, you would have to draw your own maps. There's no other way to play a game like this. There are some stairs leading up. Shall we climb them? This time we're going. Okay, I think we got all the evidence that we're gonna get here. Let's go. This is the study, Kozo's body. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the cop shop. Just now we got a phone call from Yukiko. She found a note in one of the pockets of her father's jacket. 1772493. Looks like a phone number. Could you remember it for me, boss? Okay. Oh, I see. So that was my detective's intuition, calling that number. Well, I wasn't exactly sure why. Okay, well, my detective's intuition may have run out here because Fumie, we'll call in Fumie. Boss, I can't find Fumie. We'll look for her. She's not in this area, no. I looked, but he doesn't seem to be in the area. Okay. Right. Okay. Take the clothes. You're asking me to remove my clothing. Boss, you're not... I think somebody just trolled me. I think we're getting trolled. Yes, sir. Oh, boss, that was a brilliant deduction. I'm Fumie's older brother, the one taken in by relatives. Oh, man. I am also the one who killed Kozo and Mr. Kawamura. They drove both of my parents to suicide, and I couldn't forgive them. That night, after I killed Kozo, I used a key I found there to lock the door to the study after myself. But the key was found inserted in the keyhole from the inside of the door, you say? Boss, do you still not understand? I'll take it from here. Fumie, I told you to run away. Yasu, please let me talk for a minute. Having received the key from my brother, the next morning I called for Mr. Komiya and had him break open the door. And then Mr. Komiya saw the body. Before he recovered from the shock, I slipped the key into the door lock, but from the study side of the door. Of course, I did this to make it appear like the room had been locked the whole time. This is the end of everything. It's a bit ironic, though, to learn, after killing him, that Kozo had regretted what he'd done to us. Yasu. Fumie. Secret code, Mr. Sakurai. The Portopia serial murder case. The end. Okay. Some nice little avant-garde music to end it. Well, that was great for such an old game. That was actually kind of a little bit engaging, so that was quite nice. And that's that for that. That was one of the first adventure games. Well, first Japanese ones. It was very early, anyways, mid-'80s. So, thank you all.